Hello, how are you everyone? I hope you're doing well today. It's your girl Nikki. So today I just want to talk about something that has been bothering me for a while now, and that is generational curses. Do you know that a lot of people don't believe there's something called generational curse? There is something called generational curse. If you look at your life, sometimes there's a cycle or like a repetition, something that you don't really know, but it's going on. And what this causes is that there's always a voice telling you, because it's part of the reason why some families are in abject poverty, and that is born out of fear of failure. Like, this voice keeps telling you that in your family, nobody has ever succeeded in what you want to do. Why should you be the one to try it? Why should you be the one to do it? And you find out that every time there's something new, everyone is trying something new, or there's something for you to venture into, you get scared of venturing into it because you don't want to fail. You're scared of failing. And that voice keeps telling you, why do you want to do this? Why do you think you're going to achieve this? Who in your family ever achieved a thing like that? Who in your family ever was this successful? And you think you're going to be successful? No, if you try it, once you get to the point, what they call near success, you're going to die. So you're not going to achieve it. So these are generational cycles. Sometimes people think that is as a result of something that was done in the past by the ancestors or something. It doesn't just happen within the black people. It happens everywhere. The whites, everywhere, Asians, it happens. And you see, this is foundational thing. And that is why when you see some people, they grow and decide they're going to break that jinx. They're going to break that curse that is running in their family. They want to be the ones to break it. And you see, no matter what is trying to stop them, they don't want to be stopped. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing until they get to the point of that they cannot break anymore, that nothing can break them. That is why you see, it's always somebody that has to break a generational curse in a family, or a cycle, or a repetition, whatever you call it. So don't ever underestimate that power. It is very powerful because it works in your imagination, it works in your subconscious, it works inside your spirit. You know, that power is very strong because it keeps telling you that what you want to achieve, nobody has ever achieved it in your family. Honestly, if you try it, you're going to die. People are going to kill you, or you're not going to succeed, something, and you keep getting discouraged. So now you're going to ask, so if I have this pattern in my family or in my life, how do I stop it not to happen to me? How do I not allow it happen to me? Or how do I not allow it happen to my children? So what you have to do is find out first what the pattern is. How has it been going on? How has it been repeated? How has it been, occurring in your family? You have to find out, who did it happen to? Was it your father? Was it your mother? If it happened to your father, who in your father's family did it happen to? If it happened to your mother, who in your mother's family did it happen to? So is it happening to any of your siblings right now? Is it happening if you have nieces? Is it happening to them? Is it happening to your uncles? Then you find out that indeed this is a pattern needs to be broken. How do you break such patterns? Some people will say, oh, don't tell me it's prayer. I've been praying. Prayer is one of them. You can break such patterns through prayer. If you go in the Bible, it said, how can you bring a strong man down if you don't go into his house? You have to go in and bring that strong man down. And how do you go in? You have to pray. You have to ask questions. You have to find out if in your generation, as Africans, there are things that you need to do traditionally. Honestly, there are things you need to do traditionally. Maybe you need to go and ask for forgiveness, somewhere or something. Maybe your parents did something, or somebody in your generation did something, one of your ancestors. So you need to find out who you're going to appease by asking for forgiveness. So you need to pray, you need to ask for forgiveness, and you need to change those things or vices that are very common in your generation. I know somebody, a young man, who, goes in after anything in skirts. And when you ask him, why are you doing this? Is your wife not enough for you? He goes, oh, this is a generational thing. It runs in the family. These are vices that some people cannot help. They cannot just help themselves. So you need to probably stay away from things that push you towards doing things that would limit your ability to be successful. So you need to give up some vices. Some people, they will say, oh, you see them, they smoke a lot, they smoke all kind of very hard substances, and you ask them, why are you doing this? Oh, my granddad was a chain smoker, so my dad smoked, and now I'm smoking. Is something that runs in the family. You see, because it runs in your family, you keep finding yourself being attracted to people who do the same thing. So why don't you avoid people who do the same thing? Then you see some other women sleeping around with different men, and if you look at it, maybe there is something in their generation that is causing it, maybe from their mother or from someone, So all those things, if you know you have those vices that every time you want to succeed, it holds you down, all you need to do is to avoid places, people, and things that would push you to that end of making you go into the cycle that you are avoiding. That is generational curse. So you see, indeed, if you look into your life, I'm not just saying this because I want to talk or because I just want to make a video for YouTube. I'm saying this because I have experienced and I have witnessed, and I know of a truth that generational curse is real. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise. Whether it is placed by somebody speaking into somebody's life in the past, or it is placed by vices, choices that people made, then it keeps on going on from one generation to the other. So this is what I need to talk about today. You just have to check in your life, what is the pattern that you need to break? You start from now. Be the one to break it in your family. Be the one to stand up and say, this is where it ends. It's not going further. My children are not going to carry this curse. I have carried enough. My mother has carried enough. My father has carried enough. My family has carried enough. It's time for somebody to break it. It's time to leave it. The next generation are not going into it. So it starts somewhere. Look at the things that chain you. Look at the things that set you back. Look at the things that pull you back. Look at the things that make you not to be focused and know where you're going. A pastor was telling a story about a man, who led his life. He had money, but he squandered it. He was drinking too much. He was always after women. He had a wife and 2 sons. And one of the sons decided and said, you know what? I'm not going to be like my daddy. I'm not going to be like my daddy at all. I don't want every time he looked at his dad. His dad sent both of them, the 2 sons, to university. And each time he looked at his dad, he said, I don't want to be like my dad. He kept telling his mom, I don't want to be like my dad. And the other brother did not care. He kept doing the same thing that the dad was doing. And he ended up on the path where the dad ended as well. But the other one became successful because from time he saw that this man that is supposed to be a figure, a role model to me, is not acting the way I want to be. This is not what I want to be in future. And this is exactly not what I want my children to be. So he kept saying it from when he was a teenager, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. And he grew up, he was a different man from his dad you know, but the other one took the path of his dad, alcoholic and all that. So you can see that somebody can decide to break your generational curse. So thank you for listening today. I'm going into the tunnel now, and next time we're going to continue. Thank you. Bye.